Today was my first time ever spraying Tenacity. I bought it a couple of weeks ago. I've done my research, I've watched a bunch of YouTube videos. I found the label online. I did my research to see if this is going to be something that I can spray on my yard. I found the ratios and I figured out how much I would need. Now I'm only going to be spraying a gallon, or I only sprayed a gallon today, so I actually have the ratios on the Tenacity bottle, but I still kept the ratios the same, and that's really important. Like any weed killer, you want to read the instructions, and I feel like people recommend using something from a big box store because it's easier to apply. It's less concentrated, it's more diluted, it's not going to have as big an effect on your yard if you over apply it. Okay, but if you do over apply it, you could still damage your yard. So always make sure you read the instructions. If you don't read the instructions, you're going to have an issue. You could over apply it, under apply it, and not kill any weeds. Tenacity is the same thing, except you have one more step. You have to get sciencey and mix your product together with some water. One thing that I would recommend is you get a good sprayer. This here is not a good sprayer. This is $12 from Walmart. I thought I was going to be getting a great deal and a bargain by getting this from Walmart. Now it did work, but it was a little bit leaky, and carrying it around does get a little bit awkward. So I would recommend maybe a backpack sprayer or something with a better quality build than this eliminator from Walmart. It did the job, but I would like something a little bit better for spraying something that could potentially harm my skin or my eyes if it comes into contact. I did have my PPE on, and that's the next point. So when spraying any weed killer, you should have PPE on. This isn't just down for Tenacity. Whether you're spraying something from the big box store, you should have goggles on, you should have gloves on, you should have long pants on, a long sleeve on, and a nice pair of boots. Make sure you don't get anything on your skin. This is just not for Tenacity, but Tenacity, you want to make, because it's a little bit stronger, you do want to make sure that you protect yourself in the right way. So update, it's been 8 days since I applied Tenacity, and it actually turned out great. So my first time spraying, I thought I'd messed it up because there were no weeds starting to die off, but in the last couple of days I've seen a lot of weeds starting to die essentially. So let's take a look and see how well the Tenacity has worked so far. So here we have the results. We've got dandelions here and then something else, but you can see the difference. It's a really light green, and then it's a really dark green here for something that we've not treated. Either missed or that sprouted up in the time that I applied it. Very unlikely in the time I applied it. Maybe it was kind of small and I missed it when I went over. Yeah, if I were going to do this again, I would do a blanket application instead of spot applying. I just thought, spot applying would have been easier for the first time around. So here's another good example, all this light green stuff here. We've got that weed in there, not too sure what that is. One there, and all the way down. It is working really well. And just for comparison, we've got that stuff there, and then here's stuff that I missed. So a little bit there, but we'll get that when we come as a pre-emergent. So yeah, maybe I should have just done a complete blanket application to treat every single weed. I didn't realize how bad they were. I did think that I was getting everything as I was going over, but maybe they were small at the time. They hadn't started properly popped up, so I just didn't hit them.